And once you enter a New Steps Foundation, it is our goal to give two tools. The first tool will be the book, The Alchemist. The second tool will be the Thrive journal that we give them to make sure that we write down the things that we want to do, how we want to do them, so we can be able to plan or have a roadmap. They set the roadmap. All we do is help them stay on the path, right? And the third thing is just a pen. The pen is to make sure that you have that pen, paper, reading material. Pen, paper, reading material. So we want to make sure that they are not only just reading this book, but writing down information that they can be able to apply to their lives, apply to themselves. So, this is Will from New Steps Foundation, and my goal is to make sure that when you come here at New Steps Foundation, we want to make sure that each and every child has an understanding of oneself. Oneself is like, what is their purpose? What is the meaning of their purpose? And why is it so valuable to identify what their purpose is? And after we figure that out, we want to make sure that how we can be able to guide them along the journey and stay on their journey and stay on their path, right? So they can be valuable members of today's society. So the thing that I want to talk about today is that's near and dear to my heart is The Alchemist. So the book of The Alchemist is so important to me because I understand that as reading this book or read this book, the thing that I want youth when I ask them, hey, after they enter and after they enroll in New Steps Foundation, I want to make sure they get this book in their hand, is because I want to make sure that we go over the personal legend, understand that the journey is so important, and everything that you go into or every encounter that you have with an individual outside of your normal circle is very valuable. And also understanding that your journey is not something that is going to be straight and with no issues. It is going to be windy. It is going to be ups, downs. It is going to be battles and things that you're going to encounter, but it's based off how you persevere and how you overcome those situations, right? We all have issues that we go through. You know, we all have mental issues or mental battles. I wouldn't say issues. I would say mental battles that we go to, but it is all about the lessons that we are learning about ourselves that we can be able to identify, plan, and execute. So we will identify things that we're going through, like how do I feel? That's the identify part. How do I feel? And what can I do to make sure that I'll be able to not feel this way? Or if it comes up again, I can be able to maneuver out of it and capture it and go about moving towards a better action. That's the plan and execute part. So the reason why I wanted to go over this book is I'll not go over the entirety of the book because there's so much to unpack to give to you. But the underlying three themes of this book that I want youth to understand, not only youth, but parents to understand, once you enter a New Steps Foundation, it is our goal to give two tools. The first tool will be the book, The Alchemist. The second tool will be the Thrive journal that we give them to make sure that we write down the things that we want to do, how we want to do them, so we can be able to plan or have a roadmap. They set the roadmap. All we do is help them stay on the path, right? And the third thing is just a pen. The pen is to make sure that you have that pen, paper, reading material. Pen, paper, reading material. So we want to make sure that they are not only just reading this book, but writing down information that they can be able to apply to their lives, apply to themselves. So our goal here at New Steps Foundation is to make sure that youth understand reading. So before I get into that, I want to let them understand the value of reading a book. Reading a book, not just audio book, not just listening to an audio. Audio is different. You can be able to maneuver and you can be able to get good points from the book and still do what you're doing, like your activity, right? You can go to the gym and you can go run, you can go do things like that while listening to an audiobook. But the difference between a book and audio, a book allows one person to stay still. That's discipline. So staying still and reading a book and grasping what it's saying, that's attention to detail. That's comprehension. That's the way you should be able to maneuver through your process and understand that as you continue to sit, read, and grow that discipline, this is something that it transforms into a habit. So not only are we building great habits, but it is allowing you stillness. So when your situation rise where you don't have tools or understanding of what's really going on, we want to make sure that you have stillness within you, that so no matter what bends or what wave you done hit, it is more of saying that I can be able to be still in this time to be able to listen to what I am saying to myself right now to be able to lift me up. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I want you to take away from this part of this book, which is stillness. So let's get into The Alchemist. So The Alchemist that I like, that from this book that I got from it, which is personal legend. Your personal legend is basically your journey that you're going on, which is also your purpose. It's your purpose that you're going on, or basically a journey that you're going on to define what your purpose is in life, right? So, and as you're going on this journey to find your purpose, you understand that you're going to run into individuals that is outside of what you're used to, like it ties in earlier, is outside of what you're used to be able to help you achieve what your personal legend and purpose is in life. Now, these relationships that you build, you should be able to take material or valuable information from him or her that's pouring into you, whether they're pouring into you directly or indirectly. So they're doing something directly, is saying that you're asking a question, I'm giving you an answer, or you're asking a question, I'm guiding you through the process to identify the answer, right? Indirect is where you're not asking anything, you're observing the behaviors of an individual to make sure that they are giving you, not make sure they're giving you, but it's more of that you're making sure that yourself, that you're getting from the things that they're doing, the actions that they're doing, that you'll be able to apply it to your life. So that's the indirect part. So the thing that I want you to understand, that relationships are valuable. Relationships that you have with individuals and what they're doing and how they're doing it along your journey. And if you are able to pay attention to what's going on around you and being a student and then transforming the information that you receive as a student should do, and being able to comprehend that and being able to apply it, that's the thing that I want you to understand from The Alchemist. I don't want you to dig too deep in it, but there's so much that we can unpack just from this book itself. But the one thing that I want to give you is you're going to have to make a decision. Make a decision to read a book. Now, if it's not something as big as this or something as large as this, if you're a kid that does not like to read, I wouldn't say like or don't like or I hate to read or never read. I would say more of you just have not been exposed to the right material that is best for you to get you jump started. Sometimes, like a car, sometimes you have to jump start the engine if it stalls or something, or if it stalls or if it just doesn't crank up, right? So if the engine don't crank up, or if it just feels like it just don't want to crank up, sometimes you have to jump start it. Sometimes you have to jump start it with a smaller book, something that's smaller than this. Or if this is the book that you have chosen or we have given to you, then I wouldn't start you out with just, hey, I just want you to read. You know how like, okay, read, okay, good, read. No, I would rather give you material, like, so for instance, we started with this book. The one thing I want you to understand, make sure I say that right. You to understand is that, hey, look, I need you to start at the beginning. That's either the foreword or the prologue. Read those pages. That's it. Digest that for a moment. Take a day or two, and then read 2 pages of the first chapter. Okay, after we got that, then wait a day or two, or wait a day, get back to it, read another page. Okay, you see what I'm saying? What I want you to do is start the love of reading, start the process of doing something different. So that's all I have for you today. But the one thing, if anything, that you take from this information today is start small and focus on daily momentum of just read 1 page, read 2 pages. If you feel like 3 the next day, then read 3. But if you felt like that was too overwhelming, go back to 1. So this is Will from New Steps Foundation, and I just want you to know that you have greatness in you, that nobody is going to help you dig out the greatness that you have. Only you can dig out the greatness. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be something that you're going to discover your greatness in one day or in one activity. It is something that you're going to have to build each and every day to make sure that you are pouring into you great value, good material that you can be coming out through the storm a better you. So this is Will from New Steps Foundation. Be great and always be you and be true to you. Let's go.